Elon Musk's new and insane alliance with Google is intended to transform the IT world forever, but what is Musk up to now and why is he working with Google? Join me in this video to learn about Elon Musk's new Google cooperation that will change everything. Musk is becoming as well known as the stars thanks to his company Starlink, which is valued at almost $100 billion. But not only does Starlink provide an ever-increasing income for Musk, it also assures that everyone has a good internet connectivity. However, this is merely the beginning of what is to come because many individuals still do not have Starlink service. As time passes, the company will gain more customers, which can only mean further progress. Although Starlink is self-sustaining, it can profit greatly from prospective corporations such as Google, which are cloud networking prodigies. Starlink basically needs the means to connect to as many people as possible, and the only way to accomplish it was to form an outrageous agreement with Google. The agreement calls for SpaceX to build ground stations within Google's data centers in order to connect them with the 1,500 Starlink satellites orbiting 500 kilometers above the Earth's surface. What this promises is incredible internet access that will reach some living in rural locations. We must also not overlook the ultra-fast internet services that will become available to enterprise clients looking to improve their present connectivity speeds. Now, in the midst of all this, you may be wondering why Google agreed to collaborate with Elon Musk. What is the point of assisting the world's richest man? Well, this agreement with Starlink will substantially assist Google in diversifying their business. Internet access is a critical requirement in today's rapidly expanding tech and commercial world. Similarly, cloud services are unavoidable for anyone beginning a large firm. After Google lost the Google Loom experiment, a cooperation was the only way to have these two functioning concurrently, or rather flawlessly. To give you some context, the Google Loom project had the same straightforward purpose that spurred its collaboration with SpaceX, and it was to get an internet connection to the people who have never had the benefit of internet connectivity. The concept was inspired by the fact that the majority of people, particularly in industrialized countries such as the United States, take internet access for granted. However, there are still a billion people who do not have access to this fundamental service. So, Google undertaking the difficult task of making the internet available worldwide. Thus, the Loom experiment began, which involved employing balloons to reach a greater percentage of the unconnected world. This was primarily intended for persons living in rural areas. The floating internet-connected balloons were designed to reach the Earth's stratosphere and provide telecom firms with an alternative to reach more clients with internet access. This would be significantly less expensive than spending millions of dollars to build a physical internet backbone that would eventually reach only a few individuals in remote places. The Loom experiment was carried out in Kenya in collaboration with Telecom, the country's third-largest mobile network. 35 balloons were launched on the outskirts of the capital, which was already saturated with mobile service provider internet connectivity. The initiative, however, would collapse, leaving Google with just Starlink as a last choice. But this is not the first time both these companies have tried working together. Google and SpaceX have a long history. Both companies' CEOs are good buddies. This is why when Elon Musk needed money in 2015, Google put $900 million into SpaceX, which was supposed to fund a variety of technologies. As a result, it is only logical for the two companies to collaborate together and gain greatly yet again. Google will offer additional cloud services to clients, whereas SpaceX will offer a fast and secure internet connection. However, Google appears to be the clear winner as it would grab a share from Microsoft and Amazon in the cloud computing business. Investors are delighted because this will help Google's growth when its advertising revenue declines. But make no mistake, Google was already doing well in the Google computing market prior to collaboration. The prospective Starlink satellites, which will accelerate Google's expansion in cloud computing, will only make things better. We can be certain that this partnership will result in Google Cloud earnings exceeding 80% of total sales. So why upbeat, you might ask? Well, to tell you, Google, like any other cloud provider, is mainly reliant on its internal network, which connects to data centers rather than outsourcing functions such as computing power. Vikash Kohli, Google's head of networking, stated that the design is one of a kind. According to him, nothing like this has been done before, and the true potential of this technology is evident already, as combining the cloud with universal safe connectivity is a very powerful combination. In terms of Google, Thomas Kurian, the CEO of Google's Cloud Group, stated that the relationship was worthwhile. He stated that SpaceX chose us because of the network's quality, as well as the distribution and reach. There is no doubting that Google has billions of customers throughout the world that Starlink does not. As a result, the collaboration will expose the majority, if not all, of Google's partners to Starlink. The procedure is straightforward. Google Cloud services are linked to Starlink for quick and secure internet access. Once the connection is established, Google will make its services available to its consumers. Many consumers will be pleased with this development, as Google has been investing in this effort for a long time, even before the cooperation with SpaceX. For nearly 2 decades, Google spent millions of dollars building a private fiber optic network to connect its data centers while also increasing its clients' storage needs. SpaceX will significantly improve Google's networking capabilities, making the corporation 1,000 times better. Because of the rise of 5G connectivity, cloud service providers have concentrated their efforts on the telecoms industry. Although this has resulted in the demand for more cell towers, Starlink will adopt a different strategy. Instead of spending a lot of money on towers, its clients will communicate via satellites, which will be linked to Google Cloud services. As a result, apps will be able to run substantially faster when using Google Cloud services. Furthermore, businesses will be able to transfer firm information to nearby branches, assuring low latency and minimal lag. Data travels from Google data centers to satellites and eventually to the end. The collaboration between Starlink and Google will benefit organizations with a presence in rural places as well as people living in areas with limited internet connectivity. Having Starlink as a part of Google Cloud will result in thousands of businesses clamoring for high-speed Google Cloud services. This relationship is expected to endure 7 years, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. However, with 2 of the world's largest technology giants getting tied together, progress appears to be unavoidable. In terms of Google alone, we are already witnessing enormous progress in this effort, with over 500,000 people placing orders for satellite internet service in the hopes of eventually acquiring Google Cloud service. But what are your thoughts on this coalition? Would you take the risk?